Well, hello and welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and tonight we have a lot to unpack, especially because I had to take this weekend off. Past week was intense, but don't think for a second that I miss everything. Everything that has been happening with the Royals and not Royals. First of all, regarding those allegations that Meghan and Harry sent their best wishes to the King, Catherine, and of course, William, it never happened. It is just PR to make them look good. I know that you might be aware that this was another desperate attempt of WME before Meghan's contract expires in April, but I thought you should know. And speaking of William and Catherine, I again wish her a speedy recovery and William the serenity he needs in these hard times. And I need to mention that I had never seen such amount of disinformation and misinformation regarding Catherine. It has been truly horrific, all the gossip that I have received. And I'm sure you have been exposed to all this. I'm going to tell you just one thing. Just wait until Kensington Palace sets the record straight. Just follow them in your preferred social media channel and turn the notifications on. It's that simple. But what is not that simple is buying an award, just as Harry did with his Legends of Aviation 1, and getting a good seat at the ceremony, because nobody really cares about a washed out ex royal who can hardly prove that he has flown anything bigger than a radio controlled toy. And to add insult to injury, in a video shared by Mace Curran on Instagram shows a lady pointing out his seat in the back of the hall, and Harry, well, he trying to process the fact that he was not going to be in the front row. How horrendous. Maybe the award had these tiers, and to be in the front row, you had to pay for the double platinum tier. And that must be another reason why Meghan didn't go. They had money only for one to attend and sitting right next to the kitchen. But well, this is better than nothing, Hassa. We need to consider that the Harkle's finances are not in their best standing starting out this 2024, as Harry has to pay a hefty legal bill that amounts to $750,000. That seriously had to hurt in some way. But let's go back to that table in a galaxy far, far away. Resting doll face. You know what's hilarious about Harry's paid for aviation award? He's in the nobody table section. It's a pay tier event, which allegedly is what Harry and Meghan Markle pitched to Her Majesty the Queen to do for all royal events in a way to monetize, modernize the monarchy. He doesn't like it? Tough luck, Harold. It is what it is. Enjoy. But now, there's nothing more cringe than Harry trying to be funny. And he has really tried. And every time that happens, I die a bit inside. It's a surge of secondhand embarrassment that I cannot help. And in this case, when he was receiving the award given by John Travolta, all that he could say is that Travolta had been dining out on that dance with Diana at the White House in 1985. I can understand that he was trying at least trying to be sarcastic, but being sarcastic and landing the sarcasm right requires a level of intelligence that simply eludes Harry. And in fact, it's quite disrespectful with a man who has literally worked his arse off in Hollywood and was nominated for an Academy Award before Harry had been born. I remember when I wrote a book of anecdotes from history, it's interesting how critical was Travolta in the success of Saturday Night Fever. And that strut at the start of the movie is pure epicness. I will be analyzing that in a video soon, by the way. But I agree with the Royal Owl's opinion. If I was his PR manager, I would have advised him to say a few words of get well wishes to his sister in law and father. Imagine how much favor he would have gained from that. Instead, he chose to shame someone who worked hard for his money and gave us one of the most iconic moments of Princess Diana. Thicker than a brick, this one. And thanks, Megan Small, for sharing this photo of Harry's smirk looking at Travolta. There's definitely jealousy in there. That smirk looks a lot like Duper's delight when someone shows contempt at another person when they are not looking. I don't know if Travolta was that happy with the exchange, but it's safe to say that he doesn't look more excited than Kevin Costner. But this interaction sparked another question, which this picture of Harry next to Travolta. I know Harry is taller than average, we could say, but not so much than to tower over John. That just doesn't make sense. And at first, I thought that this could have been lens distortion because Harry was in the outer border of the frame. But the issue is that the shoulders of both men are right next to each other. And in fact, Travolta is in front of Harry. This doesn't really look like Photoshop to me, but this time I wouldn't discard that Harry could have been added afterwards to the picture. Of course, it also sparked a reaction, and now Harry has could been accused of wearing heels at his towers over John Travolta, a new photo from the Living Legends of Aviation Awards. You be the judge this time. And regarding that remark of John Travolta dining out on that dance with Princess Diana, I have another question. For how long has Harry been dining out on his own self pity? That has been at least since I can remember. And yes, we are tired of that. We are ready to move on, but will he? This is one of the reasons why I had to take a brief pause to regain energy because if the Telegraph can come up with this kind of headlines, what could you expect from the Sausage Squad? Here it says, the whole left by Prince Harry and Meghan has just been mercilessly exposed, as if the Montecito morons will be of any help right now. All of a sudden, King Charles' plans of a slimmed down monarchy no longer make sense, and it would have been better if Her late Majesty the Queen, in that case, had retained Harry and Meghan as 50% royals. That is absurd. But those are the headlines that we've got, and yes, they suck. But my Royal Rogues, I would love to know what do you think about this in the comments. And remember to download my 100 free bottle language tips in the description of this video if you want to read people like a book. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. And remember, much love and bliss.